Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, and it's here. It's finally arrived, the most powerful video card in my collection. Puny video card, or at least that's what my buddy's been telling me. I told him that I picked up this GeForce GT 1030 after he specifically told me not to get anything less than a 1050. And when I told him I got this, he was like, oh, he was so disappointed in me, man. He was like, this is basically a converter so that you can get different outputs. Yeah, no more powerful than internal video cards. We open it up. Oh, here we have my godly, not so godly video card, the Gigabit, very uninspired sticker on it. Of course, we got it in the static proof case. Taking it out, once again, they could have put a better sticker on it than that, but hey, I can't complain. We got the port plugs. Loving me some port plugs. That's sexy stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Here we got DVI and HDMI. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't put a display on that. I thought the entire computer industry was turning to display. You know what? It's the CAD cards that have display, and it is the gaming cards that have the HDMI. Okay, that's how it goes. So, as you can see here, not a whole lot going on this card. Let's get a close-up of the motherboard. There's some folks that love that. Look at all those beautiful capacitors. Electrolytic converters. Oh, yeah. And come on, let's have a look what we got on here. And that's what we got. Oh, taking it all off. Taking the bottoms off too, ladies and gentlemen. Looking good. Gigabyte, let's test it. Okay, so right off the hop, this is one thing you should notice. This is a particular kind of display. I forget the frickin' name of this, like, or sorry, not display, DVI. There's like DVD-I, DVD-I, whatever. Anyways, you see that slot right there and the two pins above it and below it. I'm pretty sure those are for analog signal. This does not have that analog signal, so if you need a device, if you need an adapter, you need to get the right one. Get one that does not have those two dots up above and below the slash. It doesn't come with an adapter. It doesn't even come with a CD, but these days you really even need this stuff. Anyways, let's turn on the juice and see what shakes loose. Alright, let's check out a benchmark. Now this thing's running on a quad-core HP system that is about 8 years old, and it has 8 gigabytes RAM. Let's give it a go. And off we go with some DirectX 9. We got 42 frames per second. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. Those planes are flying just how they should be. That's really smooth. Seriously, this is definitely a lot better than the onboard stuff that I run into. Alright, here we got DirectX 10 running at between 1730. Yeah, between 15 and 30 frames per second, depending on how far you are. Unable to reach 920, 1080. Test score penalized by 17%. Holy crud, I'm being penalized 27%. I need to get a 1080 monitor for these tests. Okay, well here we have DirectX 11, 70 frames per second. Yeah, GT 1030, unable to run at desired 920, 1080. I definitely need to get a 1080p. But seriously, this looks really nice. Okay, I'm getting some screen lag, some flicker a little bit. You can see the line coming down me. That's the refresh rate. All right, now we are on DirectX 12. I couldn't get the K600 card to run this, the Quattro. And we are at about 50 frames per second. It looks nice. I'm going to say it looks nice. I'm being penalized because I can't get the refresh or the resolution at 2K. But seriously, I'm telling you guys, this looks really nice. Okay, I'm impressed. I'm definitely impressed. Got this card for about, let's say 100 US. Actually, probably 90 US. And I'm impressed. For a budget system, I'm definitely impressed with this. Okay, so the GeForce 1030 comes in at the CPU mark of 2,934. That Quattro 600 card that I had got a score of only 698. Very interesting. Now, the overall score on this was brought up significantly from, it was brought up from 1324 with the K600 to 1800 with this GeForce 1030. Now let's try some Grand Theft Auto and see if we can get a better frame rate than we did before too. Okay, so this video card is absolutely a big upgrade compared to the onboard and compared to the K600. I'm getting 60 frames per second here, and it's not looking too bad. I gotta say, this looks better than it does on my Xbox. So I got this on Steam. Get this, I got this on Steam, and like the month after I purchased it for full price, it came out for free. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Anyways, let's push this thing to its level a little bit. I gotta say, guys, not so bad. Getting about 30 frames per second at the cinematics, but when I was using it before, I wasn't even full screen. Absolutely was not full screen. So this is definitely a good first video card to get if you are on a budget. I gotta say, I'm definitely impressed with how well this thing is working. Go on, take the money and run at 30 frames per second. Not so bad, not so bad. Definitely feels like I'm playing it on the Xbox. Alright, now here when I'm looking at faces, the Xbox might have been a little bit better. Man, that guy looks like a pale zombie. This thing's playing nicer than it does on most of the laptops and computers that I review with their onboard video. So yeah, once again, the cinematics are about 30 frames per second. Not so bad. I can't tell. Sometimes it looks better than the Xbox version, sometimes not. Once again, this is an 8-year-old HP, so it's not doing so bad with this relatively old video card I'm pulling off gaming on here. And if I can do this, then I'm definitely going to be able to play some PUBG with it, I'll tell you what. Alright, cruising down the street in my 6.4, and getting about 30 frames per second. Not so bad, not so bad. If there's one thing I love about Grand Theft Auto, it's the ability to just go around the sandbox, drive around and do whatever you want to do, grab another car. There is that level of solidness in it that makes it freaking awesome. And I swear, nobody has ever thought to try to steal a police vehicle or do it so well until Grand Theft Auto became a thing. I swear to goodness, it became a way to for people to kind of learn how to steal police officers' cars. And ever since this game came out, there's been a lot more cops losing their vehicles. And that's just freaking hilarious. Is this training people how to commit crimes? I don't care. This is an awesome game. That's what I can say for sure. And for all of those wondering, yes, it does play Doom on 60 frames per second, which is nice. And which is all anybody wants, right? Yes! The Doom! That's what I'm talking about, folks. Takes me right back. What's funny is I can run this thing at 120 frames per second on my Android, so... But let's face it, you gotta try the Doom, right? Aw, yeah, ladies, that's what I'm talking about. Here we got some VR chat working at 91 frames per second. Not much going on in here today, though. Looking good, boys. Looking real good. Okay, once I find a chat room, it does kind of slow down and stutter a little bit. We're dropping to 45 frames per second. And how many people we have on screen? We have 4, and then we have the reflection, of course. And that reflection, we definitely got the quality dropping a little bit. Let's run around. Then again, this could also be bandwidth giving us a problem. And not necessarily people we see. Okay, I'm looking away. 54, 59. Yeah, it definitely raises until I see people running around. Still, not bad. Not bad considering that this is an 8-year-old PC. My goodness. Well, I did try to install Crysis, but apparently from some kind of GameSpy comrade issue, I can't get it running, but that's okay. Alright, so here we got some Fortnite. I have it locked at 30 frames per second, and all the settings are on medium. It feels like it runs pretty good. Feels like it runs pretty good. It definitely... It feels like I can see more than I would on the Xbox, but I'm definitely getting more glitches than I would on the Xbox. And once again, I got the FPS locked at 30 frames per second. It was... I could deal with it on 60 frames per second. I could definitely deal with it on 60 frames per second. but it wouldn't be ideal. And I definitely feel like I get way more textures on this. Oh, this guy's going for my thing. This is what I do. Oh, he doesn't know what's up. He doesn't know what's up. I wonder if I can take one of these guys down before. No! Oh, I love stuff like that. I love it when stuff like that happens in this game. Okay, so it looks like turning motion blur off actually helps quite a bit. Right now I got everything going on low settings, but being able to see for far. So I don't care how beautiful it looks, just as long as I can see the enemy in front of me, right? So here's the best closest look I can give you. I got motion blur turned off. I got every setting on the lowest, except for, of course, sight, being able to see far. Things look a little bit choppy, but they definitely look better than the Xbox. They definitely look better than what the Xbox version looks like. So yeah, the Gigabyte GeForce GT 1030. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. It'll definitely bring an 8-year-old quad-core computer to life. As long as you got 8 gigs of RAM on here, you can definitely run Fortnite and all that other fun stuff. Have a good one, folks. Take care of one another.